Good day, happy Sunday, everyone. We are back with yet another episode of.
The weekly market recap with Joseph Di Virgilio and Irfan Khan.
Yep, yep.
For those who
Good
don't know
to.
me, for those who don't know me, I'm Joseph Di Virgilio, hedge fund manager, having worked 25 years on Wall Street and known for being the grandfather of sustainable investing, as I launched the very first sustainability focused hedge fund back in 2004. That was a rush.
That was a mouthful, yeah.
Yeah,
But good one. Yeah, always good to be chatting with you, Joseph, about
likewise.
such topics. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, what's
And
the statistic of the week, Irfan?
yeah. So the statistic of the week is the 70% rule. What do we mean by that? Now, what we mean is that over the last 100 years, the stock market has been positive in approximately 70% of all years, making down years the statistical exception rather than the rule.
And that's why you invest in the stock market in the long term, because you have a 70% probability of being up every year. So markets are long, so you stay long. So that's why shorting the market is not as easy as profiting on the long side because of this very statistic, this very rule that you just enlightened us with.
So, well, I guess that's kind of a rule of thumb then. We need to
Yeah,
remember this is the benefit if we're investing in the long term. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. You always win.
All right. So how did the week go, Joseph? We can't say it was uneventful.
Uh, Well, we'll get to the geopolitical things in a minute, but so the markets have they finished mix last week. There's been a rotation from large cap and mainly tech into more value and small caps. So if you look at the growth-oriented indices, in fact, they kind of lagged a little bit. We had this new highs, record highs on the Dow and the S&P. I think it was on Monday, but then they just chugged along. They really didn't do much. The I think the market is like marginally, I would say largely flat year to date. So new highs, but they're just sitting there for something to happen. I see some cracks under the hood,
Hmm.
um, and those are due to the fact that the economic data is showing that that the economy is grinding okay. There's still some unemployment issues, but what was God, now I'm drawing a blank on, but some of the numbers on unemployment were surprising. The jobless claims, 198,000 versus a higher expected number. But so that was a positive thing. But in the end, yeah, the economy seems to be grinding along, but I see cracks there too.
And we're talking about the U.S. economy, strictly
Yeah,
speaking, right now.
absolutely. U.S. economy, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, one,
Let's
one
move
the, the
over
one
on.
actually the one crack I wanted to talk about first was the fact that now there's this notion that the Federal Reserve may not need to cut rates until the middle of the year because there are some good numbers coming out and some numbers that are a bit questionable. And this will be a headwind for markets to go higher in the short term. And then you add some of the geopolitical risks that I want to touch upon, and that might give us a little more insight on where things are going to go.
Okay. Okay.
The first one is
Right.
Greenland.
Okay.
Greenland, and
Yeah.
I said this last week that if Trump decides to do anything with Greenland, it's going to be the end of NATO. There's going to be a financial cataclysm as I see it. But when we hung up last week, you and I was talking to some of my sources in Washington, and they were telling me, look, this rhetoric is turning off Republicans in Congress, and they're even talking about impeaching him. I mean, the Republicans seems they have the vote if this guy, this freaking crackhead, does anything with Greenland. So that's, I think, the red line for the Republicans, because if he does something like this, he's going to just put the world order upside down. And I don't even understand, why would you want anything to do with Greenland? I mean, first of all, one clear disadvantage that America has in trying to go into Greenland militarily, if it came to that, is that America, aside a small battalion, we want to call it, in Alaska, they don't have the military Arctic expertise. One of the reasons why NATO was formed was so that the United States could rely on European Nordic countries like, the Denmark, Norway, even now, even better, the Finnish, they have the best.
Now you also have Finland and Sweden in it.
Yeah, well, but Finland, they have the absolute best, world's best Arctic military, personnel. So I don't see why, especially, there was, since 1951, there was the Greenland Agreement, where America could do whatever the heck they wanted there. Just do what you want,
Exactly.
Then it was renewed in 2004. And here I don't understand the reason, aside a distraction, another one from the so-called Epstein files. I don't understand why go in this direction. I mean, it seems to me that it's almost as if Trump is trying to do everything that Putin would want him to do. And how many times did Trump try to attack and render obsolete NATO in one way or another, and then somehow European allies have always tried to make him come around. And here he goes, he comes again, trying with a new idea to end NATO. And it's like almost as if, I don't know, Putin and Trump speak at night, what's the next idea to, render NATO obsolete. It's like, I don't know, it's becoming.
I guess we will know for sure for some time. My curiosity is, and then I guess we can move over to the stock of the week, is in Congress there is a Republican majority, but how many of those would really be inclined to go and turn their back on Trump?
The majority is really small. It's like one or two votes. All the Democrats need is like 3 people, and then they pass a law. I mean, they pass.
So my curiosity is then, why aren't they not doing something already? By the way, I actually don't remember. Is there a need for an absolute majority, or does it have to be a 2/3 majority?
Yeah, I don't remember the dynamics of impeachment, and but look, I am worried about all this, from a financial perspective, right? So I'm invested in the stock market. I've got to worry about my well-being, and this is definitely not doing this. This is not doing anyone anything good at all. Any good at all. So
yeah, of course, and let's emphasize, for our audience, that here the geopolitical matters, geopolitical topics that we discuss are in relation to what happens with our money invested in the stock market.
Absolutely. I don't want to take any sides. Look, I'm an independent myself, but I voted Republican and I voted Democrat. Fair to say that I am no longer in line with traditional Republican values anymore. I'm a more traditional guy: small government, let people do whatever the hell they want, and low taxes. But this is no longer a Republican Party that I knew, I can't read into anything. In other words, when you have a clear agenda, a political agenda, you know how you want to align yourself, right? Here you can't. It's impossible to align yourself. On one hand, the big beautiful bill that was passed in July of 2026 that should help corporations more write-offs, better profit outlook, lower taxes, and then you destroy the world's economy by threatening to annex Greenland. What it's you're driving. It's like a monkey in a freaking in a China store. And, I would say more a gorilla in a China store. It's just
Yeah.
everything. I can't make any sense of it. I,
I think a lot of our audience would not be able to make too much sense of it. But how about we put that on hold now, and then maybe we come back to it in the next few weeks. I'm sure
you
this
see
is
what
not going to be
happens
the end of
if
it.
we're still here.
Let's
Yeah,
not make it that tragic. How about the stock of the week?
Aurora Innovation. Aurora Innovation sticker. The ticker is
What's that all about?
AUR. Now, again, I just want to remind everybody this is not stock investing advice. This is my portfolio, and I'm just discussing the stocks that I've purchased and the reason why I like them. Okay, so the ticker is AUR. This is the largest in terms of market cap and as well as in terms of data of self-driving trucks. They service only the transportation industry in terms of trucks. They don't have robo-taxis driving around. They have the biggest data bank of any other truck, automated truck service on the planet. They have trucks running around in Texas already, and they're just about to go mainstream with this. They're very well funded, although they're not profitable. They're sitting on 10 billion in cash, and the market cap of the company is about 9.5 billion or so, trading around 5.5, 5.7, something like that, dollars. And I like it. I like it very much. Stock is coming back. It had a terrible last 2-3 months, but even technically, it's looking a bit better. And again, to me, they are the leader, and they will succeed in what they're doing. They're executing quite nicely.
Again, for the long term.
Yes, long term, of course. And again, it's not an investment advice. Please consult your financial advisor any given time you want to.
It cannot be overemphasized. Well, I have one before we close down for the week for this session. The market's going to be shut tomorrow, right? Because it's Martin Luther
Correct.
King Day.
MLK Day. That's correct.
Yeah.
Tomorrow market is closed.
Yeah. Anything else we want to share with our audience?
No,
before
just like what we like our channel, subscribe to our channel, share, comment. Anything helps us get our word out. And if you like the content of our channel, try help the algorithm.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, and it is very important that even if you, for instance, don't have are not able to watch the entire episode, although we try and keep it as concise as possible, just make sure you let it run through to the end, because obviously it helps our algorithm. It signals to YouTube that this is content worth sharing, that it is well received, and yeah, much better than just pausing it after a few seconds or after a few minutes.
That's so true.
Just be
very,
completely transparent.
Very true. Very true. Okay,
All
everybody
right.
have a good week, and we'll speak next week.
Yep. Good to speak with you again, as always, Joe, and we'll
Good to
speak
speak with you
soon.
too. Bye, Irfan.
Take care.